Hi, I'm Ada and I'm 19. Have you ever lost someone you loved? How did you cope? My mom died 3 years ago and I'm not sure I've gotten over it. But I've had people supporting me and helping me get through the worst. Their methods, though, were rather unconventional. After Mom died, I visited her grave secretly. Dad didn't prohibit me this per se, but I was in such a state that he tried to shelter me from anything really sad. So once I went to the graveyard, I saw kids I didn't know sitting around their nearby graves. They looked kind of weird, dressed in all black like vampires, with silver jewelry and dark makeup, boys too. One of them approached me, and I just wanted to mouth off at them. He nodded towards the grave and asked, "Is that your mom?" And I started crying. I broke down in tears. I was surrounded. One of them gave me a Coke. Another one gave me a jacket. So I basically just sat with them there and cried until the morning. We talked about death and my mom. When they helped me sneak back home, Schwartz, their leader, offered me to join them for a walk around an old cemetery the next day. I was like, okay, and never once felt sorry. They weren't the laughter and fun kind of kids, like partying, but they were pretty caring and helped me accept Mom's death. I'd meet with them several times a week and always on Sundays. Schwartz said it was the Day of the Dead. We read books and poetry, listened to darkish music. We'd pick flowers around town and leave them on gravestones. Finally, I decided to open up to Dahlia, but her reaction was pretty unexpected. She said those kids were dangerous and I shouldn't be friends with them. She said that they were Satan worshippers and vandals who just smoke, drink, and desecrate graves. I got angry and said that they did nothing of the sort. Dahlia didn't believe me. And the next day after class, our guidance counselor, Mrs. Robin, called me in for a chat. Turned out Dahlia talked to her and asked her to put me out straight. Have your friends ever told on you like that? Something that was none of their business? I was angry and cut short all of the questions about, what do you feel? Do you realize? Yeah, of course I realized. Those people were my friends who'd helped me in the moment of my most neediest times. Just to make Dahlia and Miss Robin angry, and to fit in more with my friends, I gradually changed my look. I got some black clothes, and started reading darkish books about death. I had a few face piercings done by Schwartz's friend. I thought people wouldn't care about other people's looks, but my God, they did. Dahlia was horrified and said I was making myself ugly. Miss Robin was preaching about sects and drug addiction, and then slipped me a book about the Manson murders. But the worst was when she invited a shrink in. I was speechless at first. But then I got really angry. I said that it was up to me to choose my friends. It wasn't school teachers' businesses. Even if I worship Satan and dance in graveyards, why would they even care? Just leave me alone already. After that, Miss Robin was dead sure I was on my way to ruin. She probably took my words about dancing on graves literally. Who would have thought? She decided it was time to talk to my dad. She came to visit over the weekend when Dad was home. He led her to the kitchen, and she started her lecture. Like, children's are life's flowers, and parents' tasks are to nurture them, but if it's surrounded by weeds, it's gonna perish. Then she went from flower metaphors into details. My grades were slipping, and I looked like a Halloween costume, and I might have been involved with drug-addicted Satan worshippers. Because a good child wouldn't yell at teachers. Dad sighed and was being a good listener, and then asked Schwartz, who was coming out of my room at that very moment, if I were really summoning Beelzebub. Schwartz was lost for words, but Dad laughed and said that if we did, we should let him join in the fun. Miss Robin just sat there with her mouth open. Poor thing, she probably thought my entire family was delinquents. But then Dad convinced her that everything was okay. I snickered to Dad about having to let him know about my friends because my absences were noted, and Dad wanted to know what I was up to. And Schwartz explained that none of us worshipped Satan, and the strongest alcohol we tried was a cup of cider during Oktoberfest. I didn't think Miss Robin believed him, but Dad promised her to talk to me about all the dangerous stuff. And he did. I'm just glad he didn't blather on about drugs and Satan worshippers, just asked me to fix my grades. If I wanted my teachers to stop being interested in my private life, Miss Robin in particular. He also asked kids to promise to help me with the homework if I needed it, and I was glad my dad acted this way and made a decision not to let him down. So I focused on my studies, and for my birthday, Dad gave me a skull. He said it's fitting with my image and all that. And we spent the evening looking at pictures of Mom and Dad back in the day when they'd gone to the Cure concerts together. And you know what? It's no one's business what people you find comfortable to be around. Sometimes help comes from unexpected sources. An ex-enemy could become a friend. I never planned on being a goth, but this was what helped me understand death and stop fearing it so much. Always look for the helpers. Have you ever gone into similar situations? Share your stories. Please like this video so that YouTube shows it to more people. And subscribe to our channel. This way you won't miss out on our latest videos that change lives.